Let's bring in Senator Ron Johnson, Republican from the state of Wisconsin. Mr. Senator, that bill that we're talking about there, I believe, needs 60 votes in the Senate. Will it get 60 votes?
It certainly should. It should have passed in the last Congress by unanimous consent. It just makes, common sense. So we'll see what the Democrats do. I know every Republican will vote for it.
Okay, Republicans are hitting the ground running, obviously. Which bills will hit the House and Senate next?
Well, again, there is a discussion right now in terms of what we're going to do with budget reconciliation, which allows us to pass bills without the Democrat contribution to override the 60-vote filibuster threshold. So we're discussing right now whether that's going to be one big, beautiful bill or whether we need to break that in two parts. I personally think two parts would be simpler. We can do a border bill very quickly. Very non-controversial. I can't imagine any Republicans voting against that. So my recommendation was get that done. From my standpoint, I think it'd be unfortunate if we just pass an extension of the Tax Cut and Jobs Act and leave a very complex tax system in place. Stephen Moore, Steve Forbes are writing about a simplified tax system. I've been talking about that now for years, simplify, rationalize our tax code. So I'd rather take our time on the second reconciliation package and get it right. One of the problems with the Tax Cut and Jobs Act is it automatically expires. So we need to work with whatever we pass in terms of tax reform is that it's permanent, that it doesn't just automatically expire.
Does the parliamentarian make the decision of what can go into a reconciliation bill and which cannot?
Well, she rules on the Byrd rule. One of the things that Mike Crapo, I think this is a good idea, is with spending, if you have a spending policy that expires, you extend your budget based on current policy. So there's no score, even though if you extend the spending, it's going to increase the actual spending figures. For taxes, we don't allow that. We use current law. So what Mike Crapo's talking about is let's pass a budget using current policy for even the tax cuts. Then it doesn't score, and then whatever we do taxes are permanent. So I completely support that approach, but I also am a big supporter, and I wrote a column in the Wall Street Journal, I don't know why President Trump or Republicans would embrace President Biden's spending levels. We spent $4.4 trillion prior to the pandemic. Now we've never had a budget where we spent less than $6 trillion. So what I propose is go back to some base year, pre-pandemic, leave Social Security and Medicare untouched, but every other spending item inflate based on population and inflation. If we did that, if we went back to Bill Clinton's spending level, we'd be at $5.5 trillion. That matches expected revenue. We'd have a balanced budget. If we go back to 2014, Obama's budget, it'd be about $6.2 trillion. So these are massive savings. We ought to embrace Democrat budgets pre-pandemic. We'd save trillions and trillions of dollars.
Our audience is full of investors, and they will be cheering you on, especially if we get tax cuts to boot. Senator Ron Johnson, thank you for joining us, sir. We appreciate it always. Thanks so much.
Have a great day.